Hello, everyone. This is a brief introduction to my new novel, Silent Sigils, and I'm just going to first read the first couple of pages of the book, and then a little brief introduction to what the rest of it's all about. So, there is more to this object than rust. There is more to this symbol than death. The boy discovers the word in the sand, revealed by waves. It aims a jagged edge at the sun. At first he thinks it's just another piece of flotsam floated from the past to the island. He pulls it struggling from the grasp of the beach. The boy sits with his back to the heat and feels the rusty surface, smiling at the rough story of the metal. The reddening silver glints with pleasure at seeing the daylight. But as he draws his fingertips back and forwards, he becomes aware of raised parts of the metal. He grows excited. These seem more than random bumps from a harsh life. He starts again from one end, the straighter end at the left, and traces a line going from bottom to top. The line then slopes at an angle down, then the mirror reflection back up, only to drop again. M. The line breaks into space. He feels for the next ridge's starting point. This time it falls from the top before sweeping round in a curve like the moon's crescent slipped. U. He lets his hand ride this shape for several minutes, recalling the rock slide by the waterfall. Then the journey continues with double excitement. Two sides locked together like a grass snake mid-writhe. S. He's a little sad at the return of straight lines without the relief of curves or slopes, like the prongs of metal his father's thrust into soil to get beneath the surface. This trident seems threatening, on guard, especially as it faces a spitting edge with twisted fangs. The boy scratches away the rust from the characters so he can see as well as feel. Muse. It looks like the images he'd been shown, brought back from the dream journeys. He was always confined within the circle of fire with the other children, while the mothers and fathers connected with the deaths of the past. These strange symbols danced over the pictures of destruction, seemed to draw out the blood from their ancestors. He looks now at the solid ancient object, feels the rough history of its surface. A thrill courses his spine to his head. He sees people smiling, moving their lips, opening their mouths. The shock forces his own mouth open. Air breaks out. He shuts it quickly, as if a mother is standing over him. So that's the first part of the book. And this boy in the world without language will find his way into our world. And in many ways, he's an embodiment of love. The adult characters in this world are all missing love. And that's a void in our world in general. I've written a non-fiction book called The Lost Child in Literature and Culture. And that looks at how the prevalence of lost children throughout our literature and culture is connected to a breakdown in language. To me, there is a void, a blank page over which our reality is written. And the lost child figure in fairy tales, novels, films, from ancient times to the modern day, it's showing how the human can fall through the gaps. Also, it's developing ideas I've been writing and researching since university. Is language damaging to us, or is it essential to us? The answer is it's both. Language is intrinsic to us, but it's been built into a trap, a cage, where the true meaning is distorted and used to manipulate minds and control perceptions. So in a world where meaning is being destroyed, we need to get back to the core and essence of the ground of all there is. I've added some scenes and lines to my original novel, The Individual. That title came about because the old meaning of the word meant indivisible from the whole, and now it means a person that's separate from the whole on their own. It just looks at the word, how language can change. But to reflect some recent knowledge, I wanted to change things that I've read and learned over recent years. For instance, just to go on to the cover of my book, Silent Sigils, and on the book cover there, drawn by Liz, is this first primary symbol of magic writing. I've become fascinated by these early symbols. The basis of our written language in signs and symbols were used for centuries in magic. So this is the primary magic symbol, the circle with a dot in the middle, or a smaller circle. And this represents the egg, the birth of life, creation. And the circle is a symbol of everything in existence being linked. So this goes back to this ground of all there is, the nothingness which is beyond and within everything. And the dot in the middle is the child, the beginning of a new life that emerges from the nothingness. But if the child is lost or silent, it reveals the fragility of existence. I hope you'll find the book interesting, and you can buy it on lulu.com, and also we'll be selling it at the Glastonbury Symposium on our stall, the Crafty Nihilist. So I hope to see you there if you're around. But yeah, thanks for listening.